Is anybody out there fucking with me? Is this right? Yeah, this right, this my shit. And I've been on ice too long, tell them play my shit.
What's going on, guys? Mazaki here today to give you guys a Dragon Ball Super episode 100, and I believe, what we on? I don't even know. That's crazy. The latest episode of I think I got amnesia. Latest episode of Dragon Ball Super. First off, I could not have even made this prediction that this would be going down this episode, and it seems like, I'm sorry, let me adjust this. And it seems like the decision has been made. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention to at least before this Tournament of Power arc, back when Goku was facing Toppo, they did state that Toppo was kind of like next in line, or a good choice to be the next god of destruction, hinting that this clown nigga, Belmouth, he's about to retire, just pass the crown. And it was stated that Toppo was going to be next. Now, out there with Toppo's power alone, I'm like, yeah, he can be a god of destruction, since his strength was kind of almost equal to, even probably greater than the Goku Kaioken times 10 when they did face off. Since Goku was a demigod, by default, that would make him at least eligible to have the title God of Destruction. Turns out this is something completely different, and it makes me wonder if Jiren has the same thing, or does he even need it, because he's already stronger than the God of Destruction. This Toppo thing kind of just puts him on that level, at least. And still Jiren is a greater power than that, because Goku and Vegeta, when he did awaken his god form, they didn't stop and say, man, this guy, his power level is something we never felt before, or something stronger than even the guy we're fighting. He said, no, this Jiren is powerful as hell. So let's get into the episode review. First off, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I had no hope in 17 ever winning this match prior to the whole god, aura stuff that we seen in this episode. Once more, Krillin interrupts, I'm not gonna lie, this episode was very awesome. I like this episode a lot. But when you have useless dialogue like Krillin repeating the same fucking dialogue to Lord Beerus, it takes away. It really does. It really takes the fucking away from this episode. This dude literally says, why does the text doesn't work? And then Beerus said, because he has destruction. He said, so destruction makes that. I'm like, nigga, he just told you. He just told you. We keep panning back to this fuckboy constantly to hear him say the same shit. It's useless dialogue. One thing I would say thank you to Dragon Ball Super for this episode for is not having Zeno give any commentary or any dialogue during this episode. Thank you. Thank you to not having that idiot speak. Thank you. I pray for you. Thank you. I was freaking done. Oh god, Zeno. I'm happy he's not in this episode. But that was all for naught, for the stupid ass commentary that Krillin repeated to us. I'm not understanding why they let this dude talk. But episode starts off with 17 realizing he's not even stronger than pre-power up Toppo. So his main objective, and thank you 17 for having, being the only person in this tournament with a goddamn brain. He's been the only one, him and Gohan, I give it to Gohan too, really analyzing things. It's like, listen, he's showing why he's actually an android. He's supposed to be the smartest person on the battlefield, and he actually is, man. This dude plans out everything. He plans 10 steps ahead. He should have been the leader for his feats in this damn tournament. I mean, Gohan did good too. I'm not taking anything away from him, but him or Gohan could have been co-leadership or something like that, because everybody else was on some bullshit. He doesn't waste time, but now he can waste time because there's only 6 minutes left on this clock. Probably 5 now or 4. I forgot what he said the last episode. It could be 3. I'm not sure. I really don't care. But him and Toppo basically exchanging Kai Blast. You see Toppo analyzing which way he could dive in and try to fuck him up. So we get a nice one-on-one between them two. And Toppo fires a blast. Obviously, first off, it's not even a blast. He fires a wave. And it's nice seeing this Android 17 just running away from the waves. Kind of remind me of like the old Western movies. You guys are into those, when the cowboy runs away from danger and the explosion happens behind him, or any new Fast and Furious movie, because that's all that movies are good for, and that's all they have now. So he turns around, he fires his own key blast, and as this not going equal, Toppo's side is advancing, and 17 is struggling. He's in danger of being pushed off the stage. You have Frieza, Death Beam, right in the back, fucking Toppo up. And even so, Toppo is still holding his beam. And it takes several times for Frieza to try this attack for 17's Kai Blast to even start, you know, overpowering Toppo's. And then it's not even a lot by that. So then Frieza fires like this crazy ass, you know, huge like death ball attack. Smacks the shit out of Toppo's back, and then the entire wave hits him. So he got hit from the back with something crazy and something front, not only with his own attacks, but with 17's Sky Blast as well. And he took that standing. So as far as defensive wise, this guy obviously has a big husk in his it's a lot simpler for him to take attacks, you know, strong attacks. Doesn't affect him to a certain extent as you would think they should. So his defense levels are up. So that's something we got from Toppo this episode. As I said, you know, the big body, small, he skipped leg day, but I mean, he really worked up here, so good for him. So after that happens, you got Frieza in classic Frieza form, walks up to him and gloats. And mind you guys, Frieza can't release his power levels. He walks up to him and he boasts like, yeah, dickhead, we just fucked you up, pussy, ha ha, do something, yeah, I mean, I smack, yeah. So Toppo like, and he goes to that place. He goes to that place. Now, in the preview episode, obviously we seen the aura, you know, the god, the destruction energy around him. But this time, we get to see the full-on transformation. This dude pulled an Uncle Iroh. This man pulled an Uncle Iroh in book 3 of the Avatar. Dude is absolutely ripped. The shirt comes off, and he says, "You know what? I don't care about justice anymore." So I'm guessing that analogy of him caring about justice so much, he's too green, that kind of limited his true power of becoming the god of destruction. Because I'm guessing that's supposed to be either all destruction or all bad things, or there's a nice balance. So he's supposed to be yin and yang. I'm sorry, my bad, my nigga. What the fuck was that? I'm tripping. It's supposed to be a yin and yang situation, but he was so much I think yin, there's not enough yang, and he needed like a complete 50%, you know, mixture for both for him to become his true self, a true candidate of god of destruction. So he enters god mode. I mean, he has this symbol on him, his tattoo and shit. I guess that symbolizes, you know, that he's truly awakening like a new form, a new life and death at the same time. I'm not really into that symbolic shit. I don't know what they was trying to tell me that, but I'm not sure. So after that's activated, he curb stomps Frieza, and then it's him and 17. Everything 17 throws at this man, it's not working. Then you got one thing I did like is Bellman in Hakai with Universe 11 saying he's finally done it. Even Jiren stopped to acknowledge his power and said, okay, he's finally decided to not give a fuck about justice. So it's even Jiren knew that he was going to be like the next god of destruction, and everybody's acknowledging it. Even Beerus, he's not bitching, but he's a little concerned because he's like, oh shit, this dude legit has destruction around him. This is over. And then you have Krillin again, you know, asking them useless questions. It's like everybody, Bellman told him, that Kai told him, Jiren said it, Beerus told him, Gohan kinda told him, and then he just asks again. It's like, yo, shut up, stop talking. He just said it, I don't need you to say it again. Like, hey, fans, what color is this shirt? Blue. And y'all fans say, yeah. So the color of the shirt is blue? No, I just told you. Fucking stupid. Krillin pissed me off. And then another useless quote by Krillin in this episode that pissed me off. So when Frieza is firing, you know, just before he was firing, this is pre-God Toppo, he's firing in his back. Pause. Krillin said, man, Frieza really is one cruel, like, individual. And I'm like, really? So him killing you in, you know, the same race and going back there, none of that, like, embedded in your mind, like, this guy's evil, this guy is vile. You're saying useless dialogue and it's killing time for the show. Stop fucking talking, Frieza, really? Why do we have to be reminded who Frieza is? We know exactly who he is. We know exactly who Frieza is. Everyone watching the show knows who he is. We don't need to be reminded of how cruel he is verbally. From fucking Krillin. Like, he killed you. Duh! Of course he's evil. Of course he's vile. He blew you up. No remains. Damn. So, I'm sorry about that, y'all. It just pissed me off. So now we have 17. First off, I'm gonna still give my props to 17 for even hanging in there, trying to deal with it, still using his head. There's the destruction aura around Toppo's body. There is no getting around it unless you have God. Yeah, I'm guessing only Goku and Vegeta, only people. Oh, actually, I would say Frieza, but because Frieza, he has Hakai. He has or whatever they tried to translate it to. Fucking what they tried to translate that to. I don't know, some stuff. Basically, only a technique only gods can use. He tried to deflect his because he said, "Well, I can use this shit too." But I think it's levels to the shit. I think there's levels to the Hakai, because that did not happen. That did not happen. His Toppo's Hakai was so powerful, and mind you, it wasn't like a small little. No, that shit was the size of the one Beerus threw at Goku, even larger than that. He throws it at him, and it completely. As soon as he touches it, the gold form is deteriorating immediately. He knocked his base. He basically knocked his God form out of him and fucked him up. So while he's battling 17, 17's doing Kai Blast, Key Waves, nothing is working, and the Hakai was so strong it completely broke the entire arena that Angels created. I understand it was already beat up and battered for to fight everybody, but that's everybody else combined and making that shit happen. This shit completely broke and destroyed what the Angels created, and that is crazy. So that they really did a good job of, visually showing how strong Toppo's God form is. So great job on that. It's just sad we get great episodes like this when the series is about to end, but majority of the series has been trash. So it completely breaks the board. So we got 17 of him, hopping around, yada yada. I know I said it like 5 times. Kai Blast, yada yada. And then he tries to do Hakai again, and Beerus acknowledges that it's a delay, and 17 also acknowledges that as well. He needs to still win. It's like, because you know what it does doesn't mean you can really avoid it or really can do something about it, because you can't attack before he fires, because the Hakai, the destruction around him, is going to deflect anything. So now 17's best bet at this point is just blowout time, like blow away time. And here's the thing, the crazy thing is, Frieza, as powerful as he is, Toppo could have easily killed him had he been alive just by squeezing his damn head. So the power difference is completely, it's not a match. It is not a match. If you guys do read the data books of Dragon Ball Super, previous ones that dropped 2 years ago, they had power levels for regular people, then they had God power levels, and I believe Beerus's was like a 9 and Goku's was like a 5, because this is at the point Goku had a God mode. So Beerus is kind of still almost like twice as strong as Goku no matter what he did. And this is like not even, measuring whether he's powered up or not. They're just saying 9 to 5 or something like that. It's something around those lines. But I think the highest of the God is like 12 as far as like the levels. And Goku was like Goku was a 4, I believe, and Beerus is like somewhere like a 5, or was like a 9 or something like that. So Toppo could be like an 8, but Frieza's like a 3 or a 4 or 5. It's like it's still levels to this shit. You are God, but I am the God. So that's why he easily got punted out. He got O2'd in this episode. O2'd, completely manhandled. Then after that, Toppo, after Frieza tries to use the planet destruction destroyer, just a piece of hockey. Get the fuck out of my face. And then he proceeds to beat the living shit out of Frieza. Puts that man out of commission. Puts him out of commission. I expect Frieza to be knocked out for the rest of the tournament, and he might be the only remaining survival, person who survives. So then, he'll risk for his life back or whatever the fuck they're gonna do. But even though it's Super Dragon Balls, I remember Vegeta said he wants to revive Universe 6, but it's like it's gonna be some kind of conflict when it's time for the wish. But at least it's one of the wishes to where they can't blurt it out, and then the dragons say, "Your wish is my command." They have to speak in the God language. So ultimately, it's up to the angels or gods or Zeno to really translate for them. So I'm interested in seeing the feud, that rolls around that. Maybe it won't be any feud because of the episode limitation we have. But after Frieza gets manhandled, 17 is like, okay, I'm fucked. Best I can do is try to protect my niggas. So Toppo fires this Hakai at him. 17 regular key blast type shit, or maybe he powers up. Actually, he does power up, and then he fires his strongest attack. This is going to be for naught, because a piece, just a small piece, completely destroyed an attack that was meant to destroy a freaking planet. This dude is fighting a huge ball of this Hakai could possibly, destroy a universe. Actually, probably, most likely it can destroy a universe. He's already on God level. Even Kefla can destroy a universe at this point. So it kind of stops there, just like the little freeze animation. And it keeps us amped up for the next episode. I have not watched the preview. That's one thing I will stop doing. With these Dragon Ball Super episodes, I will just watch the episode. I'll review the episode, and as far as the preview, I'll discuss the preview around 2-3 days later. For you guys, to give you guys more Dragon Ball content while it's still here. I'll still give you guys Dragon Ball content before Dragon Ball Super even came back. I don't know why everybody's in a panic or frenzy, because here's the thing: when you take away Dragon Ball, people get the itch. They want more, even if it's just discussion videos or top lists. So it's like it never dies. As I said before, Dragon Ball Z's been over 20 years ago. But there were channels like Kwame's Land, and even Geekdom still had Dragon Ball Z content on their channels. Team 4-Star, everybody still had Dragon Ball Z content because it's so popular. So I want you guys to stop getting in a frenzy. Think, oh, once it's over, what I'm gonna do new on my channel. You can still do Dragon Ball. You can still first do something new. That's good. But my stuff is dead. But as far as other people like Geekdoms, like we gotta do. No, you can still make Dragon Ball Super videos. You can still do that. Still make your money. Now, one thing I will not do is review Dragon Ball Super in English dub. I reviewed the sub already. It's not like the manga, to where it's always different stuff in the manga, and then you get a whole different feel because it's animated. Such as pictures, freeze frames, and all this shit. But like the anime, it's literally the same thing, sub and dub, different sounds of voices, same dialogue. I would not insult my fans' intelligence that way. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. But as far as this episode, I'm not gonna lie, I give this episode a 9.2 out of 10. This episode was amazing. It was great. This actually made me want to see the Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren fight less. I don't even care about the fight anymore. I do not care. I want to see 17 and Toppo wreck shit. Because what I think is gonna happen, Toppo's gonna eliminate 17. Toppo's gonna eliminate Frieza. And then Vegeta's going to, really use his full power of his new form, fight Toppo, and Goku Ultra Instinct, fight Jiren. It's going to be like a tag team match player, and a great voice of Teddy Long. So that's what I'm looking forward to. This episode was great. Episode was amazing. Hopefully next episode will be as good. I'll watch the preview discussion after this is over. But it's just too bad we couldn't get episodes like this majority. I mean, if not majority, at least 70% of this series, because episode was great. It can save the series though, to me. So that's just how I feel. My name is Mazaku. You like how I review? Please like, share, comment, subscribe to me, stay loyal. Watch all of my content. I just dropped the 7 Deadly Sins video today as well. Dropping these reviews on time from there on, and I also dropped I dropped a top 6 strongest 8 Intergate users from Naruto. And if you guys do know, yes, there are 6. So please watch the discussion videos and the video. I uploaded before this one, so please support, man. Love you guys. Support my content. Save my Zaku's channel. Peace. I'm out.